I'm back, and then
I'm back.
and in that year I took strength and conditioning a lot more serious, and that into
Hmm.
the season that I had because of that. And like the kind of question that I have for you is like, obviously me being a basketball player, but you in terms of general working a sport that has a lot of fast twitch muscles and something that basketball players can use, like for you, for a player that wants to become more athletic that may not be as athletic, like what's three exercises that you feel they need in like in their regimen?
Okay, so you talked about fast twitch. You can not really make those, but you can recruit those. So like there's a couple things that you can do to recruit it. Of course, lifting heavy, and sprinting. And then my thing that I, really use is plyometrics, and that's the stretch shortening cycle, because you kind of got to have all three of those together, because in order to recruit the fast twitch fibers, you're going to have the fibers to start with.
Yeah.
So that's going to come from your strength training, lifting heavy. Then once you get those fast twitch fibers recruited, then you kind of have to train them. And that's going to be your plyometrics, right? So now you're doing plyometrics, and then and it kind of like the maintenance, or not so much the maintenance, but then that comes into play. Now you got the building blocks, you've got the type 2 fibers, you've got the training to get those muscle fibers, get the muscle bigger. Now you have that. Now you have the stretch shortening cycle that's developed, allowing the muscle to stretch and shorten at a high rate. Then you need the proper weight training to go along with that. And then that goes back to like what you said before, or in the last episode, you guys were doing Olympic lifts. You were doing power training. That's Olympic lifts, that's hang cleans, that's snatch, that's push press. Those three things together. So it's going to be more like, there's not so much an exercise, but there's a method of training that's going to create that. And you have to have all three. You can't just go jump on a short video and be like, hey, you want to get faster? Do this. You want to improve your type 2 fibers? Do this. Yeah, but it's kind of like, you ain't driving a car without tires.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then if we put some tires on that thing, you ain't driving it without gas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, wait a minute, we got gas, but we're going to need to change the oil to make the engine run. So all of those three things have to go together, and it's never really going to be one exercise to really make you faster. Okay. Now, granted, a lot of people get away with it because they already have the talent and they have some level of type 2 to get there.
Yeah.
But I mean, you asked me a question and I'm like focusing on every aspect to get you as fast and as quick and as powerful as possible. And it's going to be those three things. Like I use a lot of plyometrics, but people come to me and they want these things. I want to get fast. I want to get big. All right, well, we got to work out twice a week, because we can't just do plyometrics one day and then I see you 2 weeks later and you think you're going to have results. And then it goes back to one of the things you said before. It's like they want to see results right away. Well, it's going to take at least 21 days for your body to adapt to that. Yeah. Now, neuromuscularly, you may get a little adaptation and see a little bump within the first 2 weeks, but it's not going to really take a strong effect until you put in a couple of training blocks, 21 to 28 days a couple times, and then you'll start to see type 2 boom, and now you're firing way faster. So yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of information. Honestly, those are some things I didn't know. Like I kind of in a way thought that fast twitch was something you can like kind of work to get, but it makes sense at the end of the day. Sometimes you got to have that natural foundation in order to like you said, you have to have a foundation to build upon. Like you can't just be the slowest dude in the world expecting to go to Usain Bolt speed within whatever frame it is. Like you have to have somewhat of potential or somewhat talent in the first place, or ability in the first place, in order to reach those goals. So I didn't know that. Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah,